You know, we all think we know about walking. It's nice, it's good for you, gets you out of the house. But what if I told you it's not just good for you? What if a simple walk is one of the most powerful medical treatments we have? A legit, science backed superpower that can totally re engineer your body and your brain. Seriously, let's get into it. So, I want to kick things off with a question that sounds kind of crazy. Can the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other literally make your brain bigger and stop diseases like Alzheimer's cold? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. And believe me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, look at this. This comes from a huge study at Duke University where they put walkers up against runners. And for people on the verge of diabetes, the results were just whoa. The walkers had a 6 times better improvement in how their bodies handled sugar. Not 10%, not 50%, 600% better. That one fact alone should make us rethink everything we've been told about exercise. So here's the deal, and this is the most important part. Walking is a superpower. But, and it's a big but, there's a catch. You can't just meander down the street texting your friends and expect miracles to happen. Nope. There's a specific way to do it, a kind of blueprint for walking that unlocks all these incredible benefits. And I promise you, by the time we're done here, you are going to know that blueprint by heart. All right, first up, let's talk about the hardware. Let's look at how a proper walk gives your entire body a full system reboot, rewiring everything from your heart to your bones to your spine. For years, we've been beaten over the head with this idea that you have to be a runner, you have to pound the pavement to have a healthy heart. Turns out, that's just not true. The American Heart Association found that walking is every bit as good as running for preventing heart disease. It's like a natural beta blocker. It lowers your blood pressure, drops your bad cholesterol, and it basically scrubs your arteries clean, all without the brutal, joint-pounding stress of running. And what about your skeleton? You know, we all worry about our bones getting brittle as we get older. Well, walking fights that with this really cool scientific principle called piezoelectricity. Sounds complicated, but it's not. Here's how it works. Every single time your foot hits the ground, that little impact creates a tiny electrical buzz in your bones. And that little buzz is a direct message to your body. It's an order that says, hey, we need reinforcements. Build more bone right here. You are literally, electrically telling your own skeleton to get stronger. It's amazing. So many of us deal with back pain, right? It's like a plague of modern life, and sitting all day just makes it worse. But here's the secret about your back. The little discs in your spine, they don't have their own blood supply. They're like little sponges. The only way they get nutrients is if you squeeze them and release them. And that's exactly what walking does. It creates this perfect, gentle pumping motion that pushes old fluid out and pulls fresh nutrients in. It's literally like oiling the rusty hinges of your back. Let's just come back to that mind-blowing Duke study for a second. That huge gap you see here, it's no fluke. See, intense running makes your body burn through sugar like crazy, which is fine. But walking gently trains your muscles to get better at absorbing sugar from your blood. This means your pancreas doesn't have to work so hard pumping out insulin all the time. It gets to take a break. For anyone struggling with insulin issues, this is an absolute game changer. Okay, so the physical benefits are huge. We get it. But honestly, they're only half the story. What a daily walk does for your brain, for your mind, and your mood is maybe even more incredible. Let me just put this as plainly as I can. Research is crystal clear on this. If you don't move, your brain physically shrinks. It accelerates things like dementia. But, and this is the hopeful part, the opposite is also true. Walking doesn't just stop the shrinkage, it actively reverses it. So how does it do that? It's not magic, it's just pure mechanics. Walking gets more blood flowing to your brain, which helps grow new blood vessels. It also triggers the release of these amazing chemicals that are basically like miracle grow for your brain cells. And here's the kicker. It physically increases the size of your hippocampus. That's the memory center of your brain. You're not just protecting your brain, you are actively building a bigger, better, stronger one. Now, I'm about to make a claim that sounds totally made up. Walking can save your eyesight. I know, right? How on earth could moving your legs have anything to do with your eyes? Well, it all comes down to pressure. So one of the main causes of blindness is a disease called glaucoma. And all that is really is a dangerous buildup of fluid pressure inside your eyeball that slowly, day by day, crushes your optic nerve. Well, it turns out that a good, brisk walk acts like a pressure release valve for your whole body, including your eyes. It helps lower that dangerous pressure, protecting your vision for the long haul.
And finally, let's talk about mood. For anyone who struggles with feeling down or depressed, walking is just incredibly powerful. One researcher called it a chemical exorcism, and I just love that. It flushes out all the gunk, the stress hormones like cortisol, while at the same time flooding your brain with feel-good endorphins. Think about it. You literally cannot stay stuck in a negative, stagnant state when your body is physically moving forward. The two things just can't exist at the same time.
Okay, so we've seen all the jaw-dropping benefits. We know why we should do it. But like I said at the start, you don't get these results by accident. So now, for the main event, let's get to the actual blueprint, the Fit Walking Formula. And just to be super clear, strolling through the mall while you're staring at your phone, that's not going to cut it. It's not that you walk that matters, it's how you walk. To unlock all this good stuff, you need to be intentional. You need a protocol. And luckily, the protocol is super simple to remember. Just think FIT. First, F for frequency. This needs to become a daily habit, every single day. That's how you rewire your biology. Next, I for intensity. The best way to measure this is the talk test. You should be walking fast enough that you can still hold a conversation, but you couldn't, say, belt out your favorite song. That's the sweet spot. And finally, T for time. The magic number, the minimum effective dose, is 30 minutes. That's when all these powerful biological shifts really start to kick in. And here are a few final tips to really maximize the whole thing. Drink some water before you go. It helps. And please, swing your arms. Don't just let them hang there. Pumping your arms actually gets your upper body involved and can boost your calorie burn by a good 10%. And finally, to make it stick, try to walk at the same time every day. It builds the habit right into your routine. So look, you have all the information now. The choice is really, really simple when you think about it. You can sit back and let the rust set in, let your brain get smaller and your bones get weaker, or you can stand up, lace up your shoes, and decide to take back control of your own biology, one step at a time. Look, don't tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. There's a great line in the source material for this that says, tomorrow is a lie. The only time that's real, the only time you can ever do anything is right now. So my only question for you is, what's your first step going to be today?